Hello, my lovely viewers. How are you doing? I hope you all are doing very good. Now, Valentine's Day is just over, but our talk about love and relationship is not yet over. Today, we are going to talk about love and relationship with our life partner. I have mentioned you quite a number of times that our body is truly our life partner because our body only stays with us since the day we are born till we die. So today, how to maintain a joyful, happy and healthy relationship with our life partner, we are going to discuss it with Dr. Sarita Dimri, who is a practicing dietitian. Welcome, Dr. Sarita Dimri, to Prankhola, that is Heart to Heart podcast series.
Hello,
We are very happy to have you with us.
hello, Arpita. Thank you so much to have me here. So it's very nice to interact with you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Thank you. So, Sarita, actually, we know these days obesity is a growing major concern in India. So, in this podcast, let us discuss obesity and its related health consequences. For doing that, let us first divide our lifespan into 4 stages. Up to 18 years, then 18 to 35 years, then 19 to 35 years, then 36 to 50 years, above 50 years. Okay. So now, Dr. Sarita, please tell me what could be the major health concern in each of these 4 stages due to obesity.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
Arpita, now first thing what I would like to say here is, as a child till the 18 years of age, it is, I always feel if you are obese, it is the mother's or the parents' responsibility. Because how the parents grow you up or how what your parents are cooking at home or what is their lifestyle reflects on you also. If the child is obese, that means, in the house, there is wrong eating lifestyle and there is lots of food coming from outside, or you are eating out a lot. The child is not playing at all and not going for exercises. See, at that age, we don't specify on exercise, but it's more of games. So these are the things which is majorly concerned by a parent. That the parent is following a routine or a regime and is following a good lifestyle, the child will also follow the same. If the parent
Oh,
in between is knickknacking on a fruit or something healthy, the child will also do that because the child is seeing only those things coming into
right.
the house. Then
Okay.
comes the age group from 19 to 35. If you are obese at that time, that means, while you've in school or, again, it is again related to what is your lifestyle at home. Okay. If at all the child has put on weight or if a person is obese, it can be related to, the person is getting married and, that is the age when between 19, not exactly 19, but maybe 25 to 35, the people, the girls are getting married and they are because there has been a change in lifestyle after marriage. People start eating out a lot or maybe going out a lot to eat, or maybe there has been you've childbirth is there, so generally you put on weight after that also. So that is also one of the reasons. But yes, how to deal with it again is like, during that age, again, everything is related to your food and exercise. At that age, generally people stop playing games, but I would
Right.
suggest, yes, at least 1 hour of exercise should have, because that is the time when you're planning your pregnancies also. Because these days girls are getting married late and the childbirth is also late. So generally, if the weight is there or there is obesity, you'll have problems in conceiving. So that's again a problem if you are obese at that age group. Then
Right.
comes your age group between 36 to 50.
Hmm.
That is again, if you're putting on or you are obese at that age group. So again, you are working, you are in a corporate lifestyle, you might put on weight because the lifestyle is totally different and we're just concentrating on working. But here again, everything what I would always concentrate on is food and exercise. So that's always try to give 1 hour of exercise to yourself and the
Hmm.
right food. The right food generally is not too complicated. Everything is
Yeah.
very simple, but then it should be a home
Hmm.
cooked food, what I always
Yeah.
suggest, which is always simple and easy to follow rather than,
Hmm.
following a very strict diet, getting fancy foods. Best is eat home cooked food.
Right.
Mm. If you are obese at that age, you are going out, you might feel, you're not up to the mark because you're working, you're going out, you're meeting up people a lot. You are, again, you have a
Hmm.
family maybe, and the child is also, is your responsibility. So everything is again related. If you're obese, your child, whatever you are doing, the child is copying that.
Yes.
And then post
Hmm.
50, everything generally it is menopausal. Yes, the women, they are at the age of menopause. There's lots of hormonal changes that has come into the body. And the child, the child has gone out for college. You are alone, you are falling, you are again emotionally weak also at times because there are changes in your body and you tend to put on weight that time because you don't want to follow a routine. You are bored and emotionally you are weak, so you tend to eat food. So but then again, if you're obese at that age, it will always it will have a effect on your health later onwards
Yeah.
also. So these
Right.
are the basic age groups, where we need to keep
Hmm.
check on your weight, and we
Hmm.
tend to put on weight, then how to monitor the food and exercise.
Yeah. And it is applicable for men also. We are here
Yes.
talking about both men and women.
Yeah,
Men also after 50, their hormones are also reduced,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. Because, that is the time when the children have gone out of the house. They are
Hmm.
having their own life. You start
Hmm.
feeling that you are lonely, you're alone, and you're bored
Hmm.
of your routine also. We are still in that stage, we are working, but maybe, we are meeting people a lot where we tend to eat out a lot. So you have to, we tend to put on weight that time because of this.
Hmm.
Postmenopausal and hormonal changes are there. Your lifestyle, your routine is also, like meeting out, eating out a lot. So we need
Hmm.
to, keep a check on everything.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, it is more of a habit forming,
Exactly.
habit of having good food and habit of having 1 hour exercise
Ex-
without any option. Like this has to be a must, right?
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It has
So
to be a must.
right. So this is the 4 stages. Like what are the factors, trigger factors for gaining weight, and what are the health complications? What type of diseases we tend to have, like if we are obese in these 4 stages,
See,
broadly. Hmm.
broadly, it's all our lifestyle diseases. So you tend to, start seeing that, you are getting, you are very close to being diabetic. Right. So, first of all, I would always suggest, keep a check on your blood test. Try to have a medical test at least once a year. So that way you come to know where you are. Generally, all these are lifestyle diseases. So basically, your lipid profile might go up, which is again
Hmm.
cholesterol, being a high cholesterol, or you start getting your sugar levels, they go wrong. So again, it's a lifestyle disease, or your high BP, because again, you're putting on weight and you are eating late, you're eating outside food, high salty food. So these are the lifestyle disorders. Generally, generally start with these.
Right, right. And also I would say that joints and pain,
Yes.
joint pains in joint and all,
Yeah.
orthopedic this thing, arthritis and all,
Yeah.
your like legs are having more weight to carry.
Yeah,
So,
obviously,
you know,
if your weight
so
is more, your legs are carrying more weight. So then, and if you're not exercising, your muscles are weak.
yeah.
So then you're putting more pressure on your knees. So everything is related to
Hmm, hmm,
your
hmm,
weight.
hmm. Right, right. And is there any different pattern of weight gain in men and women? Like women tend to get in particular body parts more weight, men different. ऐसा कुछ है और
Uh-huh. See,
हाँ,
what happens, men generally they put on weight around the belly. That is their main area, and maybe the shoulders. But majorly it's the belly area. So they have a stomach which is always, more
protruding.
protruding,
Hmm.
than their legs are thinner, their arms are thinner, but then suddenly you'll see the stomach is out. That means again he's overweight. You can't say this, he can't say this, no, my legs are thin and my weight is also not much. But then, okay, if your stomach is protruding, that means you are overweight. Women, they tend to put on weight around the hips area and their thighs. That is the basic concept. Yes, abdomen, again, because see, the major sign of having a protruding belly for women also is because if you're late having late dinners, it will suddenly show that, okay, that means that person is having late dinners and outside food. That is a typical sign or characteristics where, you
Okay.
start putting on weight around your abdomen.
Okay. So you like this was one of my questions also. Like it is said, if you have your dinner by 8 p.m., it helps to maintain a good body weight. Is it true or reduce weight?
Nanny, it is true because I always consider like a body's metabolism is higher between the morning hours from 7 till evening 6 o'clock. That is the time we always relate it to the sunrise and the sunset, and it does make a difference because that is the time when your body's metabolism is highest. This is the time whenever you eat the maximum. So morning 8 o'clock, लगा लो आप 8 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock or 6:30 max, or at the most 7 o'clock. This is the time when your metabolism is high. Whatever you're
Okay.
eating, whatever wrong also, or whatever more in quantity also you're eating, it will get metabolized. That is the time when you're moving a lot, you're moving around, you're going out for work, you're coming back. And it is also related to the sun also. So we always say there is always a relation between the sunrise, sunset, and your body's metabolism. That's how a human body is made.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, some people say like you should not have after the sunset.
yes,
है
in
ना?
some
Hmm,
religions,
but
they do
hmm,
believe that also. So, that was again a very scientific reason of saying eat your food before sunset. So, that was when you relate everything to a religion, then everything
hmm,
is people follow it strictly.
hmm.
So,
Yes,
as a very
yes,
scientific reason.
you're right. But Sarita, these days people come back home from work
Mhm.
mostly after 8 p.m. So, what would you suggest for them?
See, here, I know it's a very difficult preposition, but here I would always say, you can always carry something for yourself for around maybe 6 o'clock. Like maybe you can always carry a kind of food, like where you are eating something that time. So what happens by the time when you come back 8 o'clock? So then you're not that hungry because that is the time when the body is demanding food. Because after lunch, when you finished it at 2 o'clock, so, somewhere after 4 hours or 4.5 hours or 5 hours, you start feeling hungry. That because your food
Mhm.
is digested, you're feeling hungry.
Yeah,
Now that is the time we tend to sometimes we are in the office and
yeah,
then we are hungry, we'll order something wrong. So that is the time we'll order, okay, get me something, maybe a pasta or a samosa or something.
right.
So
Hmm,
for that time, if you carry something, I think
hmm,
that's the best thing you can do. Eat something at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock before you
hmm,
leave the office. And then when you
hmm,
come back home, then you can have something light. Maybe, if it is winters, you can have a bowl of soup. Or
hmm,
maybe you can just have a summers, you can have a bowl of salad with some paneer or maybe some chicken, whatever you are, if you're a vegetarian.
hmm,
Or
hmm.
maybe just a bowl of, like a boiled chana. Matlab basically, then avoid the carbs. Whatever carb you are eating, try to eat it by 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, not later than that.
And can you have fruits in dinner?
Fruits can be had, yeah.
Only fruits.
Fruits,
Okay,
yes.
that
You
that
can have
will.
fruits. That's the best thing if you can do. Because you've eaten something at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, what will happen is you'll not be that hungry. Then the cravings are not there. You've
Yeah.
subsided the cravings. So then you'll think
Hmm.
and eat. You'll not pick up anything and whatever is available. You'll always, okay, because you're not that hungry. So you might pick up something and then have, you
Okay,
know,
excellent.
sensibly.
Just Sarita, tell me, this I have noticed because I am also struggling for reducing weight, if I have a cup of black coffee, that will subside my hunger for about 2 hours. So is it okay to have 2, 3 cups of coffee every day? Black coffee?
See, it's okay as long as you're feeling okay. It is not hampering your stomach lining, because sometimes some people say, ki, they start feeling little acidic after coffee, or maybe, not suiting their system. If you feel
Hmm.
you don't have any of those issues, it's okay. But what I would always suggest is, rather than just killing your hunger pangs, it's always better. You can always have those 3 meals. If you follow a proper routine where you're having a good breakfast, a good lunch, so then what happens? Then you are able to control your portion sizes and the kind of cravings for the dinner. Some people say, if they have coffee at night or maybe in the later evening, their sleep is disturbed. So you have to listen to your body. If your body is responding properly, and you are not getting any of these symptoms, then it's okay. You can, but still, I would always suggest have a good breakfast. Don't try to, kill your hunger pangs. Always have a breakfast, because you can do it for only a particular time. You can't be doing your, no breakfast, no lunch, no dinner. At some time, you'll start getting cravings and you'll not listen to your body, because your body is hungry.
Hmm.
You've not
I
given
prefer
the body.
to have around 7 o'clock in the evening. Then like
That's
ah,
okay. That's okay. As long as it's
yeah.
not hampering your sleep pattern, it's okay. You can have at 7 o'clock also.
Thank you. And what are the fundamental pillars of maintaining a good body weight based on food and lifestyle?
The first thing I always say is good homemade food. Okay. So breakfast, never skip your breakfast, never skip your lunch, never skip your dinners. Okay, so now how to start? Like for breakfast, there should, and the timings. Timings again are very important. You can't do this, okay, because if you're following a routine where you are having your food on time, like a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner, so you will feel hungry in the morning hours. And that's
Yeah.
how we train our body. If every day you start having your meals at your breakfast between 8 to 9, you start feeling hungry at that time only, slowly and gradually. So
Yes.
if
Yes.
having a good breakfast means it can be poha, it can be boiled chana, it can be oats, and it can be a paratha also. But then, yes, the quantity matters. Again, the third thing is quantity. So first is
Oh,
never skip your meals. Second is try to follow timings, like a proper time. And third is like the quantity. So, like, you can't say this ki, okay, I've not eaten a paratha since last so many years. So it becomes very difficult, because we as Indians, we are so used to eating roti, puris, and parathas. I say puri is also not wrong. So if you're having puri and aloo ka sabzi in the morning, so just have 2 puris. You need it, because generally when we sit down, so puris jab aata garam garam, you tend to eat 4 puris, 5 puris.
four,
That
five at least. Yeah.
Okay, that is wrong. So if you're eating just sensible eating,
Hmm.
quantity is limited. 2 puris or at the max 3 puris with some bhaji you've eaten, and then you've not done any munching in between for 4 hours, and you've kept a fasting period, and then had your lunch. It's not wrong. You will start seeing that because then you've eaten a heavy meal in the morning hours, or maybe breakfast and lunches are these two are the timings where I say that you can eat heavy meals.
Right. And you said never skip your breakfast, lunch, or dinner, right? So after one such day, like, do you recommend or support like religious fasting? What comes in between, like Karwa Chauth and many other Shivratri people, Eid. So people roja. So people tend to have some fasting. So is it okay? Like one day you have, the next day you are having full day fasting. Is it okay health wise? You think?
Yes, it's okay, but then, I always suggest, see, religious fasting, you cannot avoid it. I just cannot say, okay, don't follow the religious fasting. You have to follow it. But yes, if you've had I always feel, fasting should be done the day, if you've had a very wrong day where you've eaten wrong the whole day, you are traveling, or maybe you've not been, and your body will tell you, okay, you've eaten wrong, you're feeling heavy. The
Hmm.
fasting would be the next day, or maybe in the evening hours. What I always say is breakfast and lunch karo. And if you've eaten wrong, if you've had a heavy lunch or a late lunch, do fasting for the dinner. That's the best thing to do.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So
Right.
that way
Hmm.
you're eating right, also you've eaten heavy also, but still by the next day morning you'll feel okay. You're feeling perfectly okay. Your body's again light. You're feeling your weight. If you are checking your weight or monitoring your weight every day, you'll see okay, the weight has not gone up.
Right. And do you suggest, like, for maintaining a good body weight, once a week we should have fasting or this kind of thing, or once in 15 days,
See,
something like that?
what again, fasting, if you're eating correct for those
Huh.
the whole week, you are eating perfectly okay with following
Hmm.
the timings, you're eating good food, you're eating homemade food, then you don't require that fasting as such. But if you eat wrong, at maybe you've gone out. You can't
Huh.
say you will not be eating out at all. For example,
Huh.
someone has called you over for lunch. So,
Right.
or maybe for dinner. If someone has called you over for lunch, and by the time, these kind of lunches get over,
Hmm.
it's already 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
Hmm.
You've been talking, you've had snacks, then you've had your
Hmm.
lunch. Or
Hmm.
so then that day, then avoid the dinner that day. That's the best thing to do. Or if
Okay.
you've if someone has called you over for dinner, the best
Huh.
thing is, maybe have a bowl of fruits before going, so that you're not very hungry, because the dinner will start a little late, maybe by 8, 8:30 or 9. So you're hungry.
Yeah.
Then whatever comes in, you will just eat whatever is served. So there'll be fried snacks,
Yeah.
there'll be snacks from outside, there'll be packaged chips, and these kind of stuff. So the best thing is have a bowl of fruit, or maybe a bowl of salad before leaving, so that when the dinner starts, you are sensibly picking up the snacks or the food that is served there. So, but
Right.
still, if you've still eaten wrong, people have forced you to eat like a big quantity of food, then the next day, then the morning, till your lunchtime, you can fast, because
Okay.
your body will tell you, okay, I'm feeling
Yeah.
heavy,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't feel
Hmm.
like eating. Just listen to your
Hmm.
body, don't eat. Then just wait for the hunger pangs to come. The best time to eat
Okay.
is wait for the hunger pangs. Just keep on being on liquids that day. So maybe you can
Hmm.
have nimbu pani, you can have chas, or you can have some green tea or some black tea or your black coffees. So that is the time, you can avoid your breakfast. That is the only time I say avoid the breakfast, because you've had a late dinner and a heavy meal for dinner.
Okay. So, do you think detoxing with tea or detoxing with fruit juices are necessary? As you just mentioned green tea, so this question came to my mind. Detoxing is necessary in between, like once in a year, once in 6 months with fruit
Yeah.
juice, tea.
You can do a detox kind of a, but then again, I always suggest a detox best after a day where you've eaten something wrong, or maybe detox some days you'll always feel okay, you're feeling heavy. That is the time, just detox, listen to your body. If your
Hmm.
body says, okay, I'm not hungry, just listen to it, and then that is the time you should detox. Or maybe in green teas in between your meals, I always say between your breakfast and lunch, avoid any dry fruits. You also, because
Oh,
people say, okay, this is healthy, I'm just having a dry
ah,
fruit, but give your digestion at least 4 hours. If you have finished your breakfast at 9 o'clock, so at least till 1 o'clock, just avoid knick-knacking on any dry fruits or any fruit, or maybe give a break for at least 4 hours where your digestion is going on, and just be on liquids, that is that time. So maybe a green tea, a black tea, if you still feel you
like
still have,
coffee.
or maybe a black coffee, yes. So just
Mhm.
avoid heavy thing, Solids, just be on liquids between your breakfast and lunches. That is the trick. नहीं तो क्या होता है कि okay, this is healthy. I can always have a badam. I can always have a fruit. I can always have a fruit because this is healthy. But I always say give a break to your digestion also. Give that break of 4 hours. Don't munch on anything. Then have a good
Right.
lunch. So,
Hmm.
a good lunch of a typical Indian food where you're eating rice dal sabzi or roti dal sabzi, and then eat and then give a break for at least 4 hours. Don't munch on anything. So, that is the key word also to, uh, you know, keep your digestion going, a healthy digestion, because what happens when you've eaten your breakfast, okay, your digestion has started, like what we studied when we were young. The gastric juices are being produced, the juices come in and your digestion have started, and then suddenly again you've put in something. So what happens again, the digestion now it is reaching the second stage. But what happens once you've eaten something in between, again the digestion has to go to the first stage, because that will again start with the digestion of that first thing, the again the knick-knack you've put in between. So your
Okay.
digestion, your metabolism is also going down because of that.
Okay, okay. These I never heard before
So
actually. It's very
basically,
good you
yeah.
mentioned it, yeah. And but it is said na you are supposed to have some dry fruits because they are good. So we can add those amount of dry fruits in the morning breakfast in the
Yeah,
form of smoothie
exactly.
or whatever.
You can
Na?
add it for your breakfast. So that is
Mm-hmm.
the time, you can, someday you are just having maybe fruits and dry fruits, you can do that. So,
Yeah,
or maybe early morning, if you want to start, some people, have that habit of having something with, in the early morning when they get up, they want to have water and
yeah,
maybe something that time. So maybe that time you can put two badam,
yeah.
two to
Mm.
four badam and maybe one akhroot, but then again, limited quantity. But
Right,
and if
right,
you're
right.
eating three healthy meals, बहुत ज़्यादा, you don't require these kind of things. Unless you are having that for
Okay,
as a meal, then it's okay.
okay. Acha, among dry fruits, I think kaju is the most tasty.
Mm.
This thing, dry fruit, but kaju doesn't have that many health benefits, right?
Yeah, it has more
Like
calories.
almond and
Fat hai, calories hai. So best is
okay.
badam and akhroot, anjeer, so you can
And pista,
concentrate.
what about pista?
पिस्ता में भी अगर मन कर रहा है तो एक दो पिस्ता ले लिया. अगेन एवरीथिंग इज क्वांटिटी. काजू आप हैंडफुल लोगे तो रॉन्ग है. अगर आप दो काजू लोगे तो उससे कुछ नहीं होगा. सो एवरीथिंग इज क्वांटिटी.
Okay.
हाउ मच
Right,
यू हैव.
right, right. But
एवरीथिंग इज.
काजू तो हैंडफुल से कम लेना बहुत ही मुश्किल
हाँ,
है.
but
इनफैक्ट 3-4 हैंडफुल.
once you start eating, you tend to have, okay, let me have some more. So
Yeah.
it's like that.
So, Dr. Sarita, you tell me, like, do you recommend different type of diets for different age group people and based on their physical as well as clinical parameters?
Yes, see, physical parameters, like if a person is, for example, we take if a person is healthy,
Hmm.
right? And when younger ages, we always say, okay, a proper good meal with a quantity more going in is also okay. Again,
Hmm.
everything is quantity. If you're healthy,
Hmm.
you're eating home food, if you go wrong with the quantity also, it won't make so much of a difference. So at a particular age, till the time you are 30, you see your metabolism is very high. So what
Hmm.
if the child is active, child has been playing games and physically has not put on weight. So the child can eat, or the quantity can go up. But then again, everything is home food. But
Hmm.
then as we grow older, what happens? Our metabolism goes down. So that is the time, when we say, ki, okay, earlier also I used to eat that much. I was never putting on weight, but now I eat the same
Ah.
thing, but now I put on weight. So that you have to listen to your body. That means
Hmm.
your metabolism is going down. So now
Hmm.
the quantity of the, like rotis or the rice has to come down.
Okay.
See,
Right.
no need to reduce the vegetables. Like I always say, always try to add green vegetables in your meal. So, like lunches, if you can add a bowl of green vegetables, that's the best thing to do. So again, more of fiber going in, so many vitamins and minerals going in. And
Hmm.
basically, the fiber will keep you feel full for a longer time,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it will get metabolized also slowly. So you'll not feel hungry so easily.
Hmm.
So everything is related to, what kind of food you are eating, and
Hmm.
whatever age group you are, you have to reduce your foods
Right,
as
right.
we grow older.
Hmm.
And
And you see the like clinical parameters also, like
the
cholesterol, hemoglobin, and all, and
Yeah. So,
according to
ha,
right.
so the clinical
Yeah.
parameters, yes, we do see, because
Hmm.
if you are low in hemoglobin, then we try to increase food which are high in iron, green vegetables, or
Hmm.
if your calcium levels are low, and again, you can always add till again is very high seafood.
Sesame seed. Sesame
Sesame
seed,
seeds,
right?
yeah.
Ah, okay.
So it's very
Peel.
high in calcium. So,
Okay,
like
one spoon. I think one spoon, not more than 1 teaspoon, right?
1 spoon. So, or maybe, if you have a craving of meetha, so you can make good and tilka laddu in winters. So,
Yeah.
till is always, a little, we always say it's garam in nature. Uska jo
Hmm.
taasir hota hai, wo thoda garam hota hai. So, that's why
Hmm.
you always see, tilka laddu and these things, they always come in the market and during winter time. So,
Oh.
not feel like having a tilka laddu during summers.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
everything is related, the
Hmm.
weather and the kind of food that comes in the market, the local grown seeds and the vegetables. So, like you can always have a tilka laddu, which will again give you a good feel. It will give you a satiety feeling, it will, that sweet craving also, it will reduce because you've had something sweet.
Hmm.
So, you can always add till for low calcium. You can always, again, if you're diabetic, you have to concentrate on your walks every day, especially, going out for at least half an hour of walk every day. And the
Hmm.
food, yes, the food, what you are eating, timings again are very important. You have to
Okay.
follow timings. You cannot, avoid any meal. If you're diabetic, your sugar levels might go down if you are already on some medication. So you have to keep a check on your sugar
Is
level.
it okay?
But if
Is
you're
it more challenging for the diabetic people to lose weight?
No, it's not challenging as such, but yes, the kind of food that goes in will change. Then we try to give in more of maybe a chana roti, missi roti, or maybe other multigrains, millet. Maybe we'll reduce the wheat content going in and the rice content going in. So वो थोड़ा
Okay.
सा change करते हैं. Otherwise, the rotis and all you can always eat. But then
Right.
again, try if you are checking your blood sugar levels initially. It's always better to check your levels and start working on it once you are getting pre-diabetic. The sugar levels, your HbA1c levels are getting a little high. So just be careful. Start getting careful that time only.
Right.
Exercise and the kind of food that you eat.
Okay. And why it is so crucial for the diabetic people to maintain a good body weight?
See what happens when your sugar levels are getting high. What happens? You start losing your muscle mass also. So we have,
Oh.
because your sugar levels are fluctuating and your pancreas are not working the way it should work. So we need to exercise, and some yoga exercises, asanas are very good for, like diabetics. So try to do those asanas where you are exercising your organ. Okay,
Hmm.
because walking is again we're just walking, but then
Hmm.
when we are doing a specific yoga asanas, so what
Hmm.
happens? We are exercising that organ which we generally don't twist and turn and move and downward movements. So these again
Right.
help in kind of massaging that organ which is not being used. So try to
Right.
add one some yoga asanas for your being since you're diabetic, and
Okay.
walks, and the right food. Right food is always, reduce the wheat, which is high in gluten, the glycemic index is high, and reduce the rice content. So, but we have
Hmm.
the options also. So many grains are there.
Hmm.
Years, we've forgotten the other millets and the grains which were being used earlier.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
better
Yes.
to
Right.
go back to
Hmm.
those grains and
Hmm.
millets.
Yes. Yes. And do you see patients both online and offline? Do
Yes.
you recommend like, acha, but you think that offline is better? in
See,
your practice? Huh.
no, that's not the case because these days, people are busy. The offline means you are traveling to that person. So maybe
Hmm.
half an hour distance or maybe more than that. And then, again coming back. So you're wasting so much of your time. So online, if the person, you feel the person requires counseling, some people feel good when they talk to the dietitian.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that person motivates you, or maybe when that person, or when you're seeing offline, what happens? You're talking to that person
Yeah.
face to face, and you're getting motivated. That person tells you a few more things, so you can always consult the person on the phone also. But yes,
Hmm.
some people require that motivation by keep on talking and counseling. Some people
Right.
can follow a routine if you send the
Yeah.
diet over the phone. So it's
Right.
okay. It's how the person is. So we can always
Oh,
give that much time to a person online also.
okay. Okay. Right. Who are your major clients? Like any particular age group or any particular disease, something like that?
See, the major clients are, like I had young children also. They were preparing for some exam, like the medical, they were told, in the medicals, they were told that they are overweight by so many kgs.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
someone had appeared for CDS and was going and then was told that he's overweight by so many kilos and was given
Hmm.
that much time
Yeah.
slot. Okay, so you have to reduce so many kgs in maybe 2 months or 3 months. So
Yeah.
there are also few of my clients where they come for the weight loss because
Hmm.
they've been given a particular time to reduce
Hmm.
weight. And then I do have many ladies, especially post delivery, where you tend to put on weight. You don't understand how to get back to your original weight, or maybe generally, yes, I do have many women who are reaching their menopause or postmenopausal, because that is the time when we put on weight and we are free of all our responsibilities. The children have gone to college and you can
Hmm.
concentrate on yourself. So that is
Hmm.
also one of the age group between 40s and 50s, where people come for weight loss.
Right, right. Can we take a practical case, Dr. Sarita? Like I am now 62 kg, but
The height
I
of,
lost huh?
because that's important, height.
Height is 155 centimeter.
So maybe 5'1", kind of 5 feet and
Five
1
two.
inch.
I think I'm 5'2".
5'2". Okay, 5'2" inches. Okay, yes.
Right. So I was 70 kg 6 months back. I reduced to 62. Now it is very challenging now to reduce further. Okay. I'm slightly diabetic also. And now like last 2 months, I could reduce only 1 kg. And I have left having any roti chawal for last more than 2 months. Okay. So I'll just tell you what I have. So you tell me like how I can lose further 7 kg of weight. I want to be 55 kg, and how much time it may take are guidelines. What I am having right now in the morning, I have 3 bananas, 300 ml lactose free milk, 1 teaspoon chia seed and flaxseed, and 5 khajur dates
What time?
together smoothie.
What time? This is your breakfast?
This is my breakfast at 7:30.
Okay, fine. Hmm.
Okay. And then I have lunch. These days I'm having 200 ml curd. Along with that, half beet, half gajar, one chota kakri, and one pomegranate, and one chamach of collagen powder, and 1 teaspoon sesame seed, flax seed, chia seed, and a handful of two tablespoon of dry fruit mixed. Okay, that I am having. That is very heavy actually because of the gajar, beet and all.
Hmm.
So that is my lunch. And dinner, I have started having a glass of orange juice and either watermelon, half a full bowl of watermelon or papaya like that, mostly.
Okay.
Sometimes I have dal and all instead. Then I don't have the dahi with all those things. Like that I change. But dinner, I am trying to have only fruits or
Okay.
like that. And I'm not having any roti or chawal. I do not crave also at all for that. I have left them forever now. I don't need them. I
Okay.
don't crave to eat them. I have little sweet this thing. I sometimes have craving for sweets and then I buy a lot of sweets and have also at one go. Though I'm diabetic, I'm slightly diabetic for last 6 months. Now you tell me. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, okay, you told me your breakfast time. What is your lunch time? Like when? What is the time?
Actually, lunchtime is 1 o'clock, but what happens? I feel hungry before that.
Okay.
So not, I have by 12 o'clock.
Okay. So you're not munching in between, but after your breakfast, you're straight away having your lunch.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I try. But sometimes, as you said, na dry fruits,
Yeah.
वो सब थोड़ा सा cheating है. If you tell me, I will now. You told me, I will try to stop.
Okay.
तो थोड़ा बहुत ऐसे होता है. हाँ.
Okay. And then you're in tea or coffee in the evenings. There.
Yeah, tea, coffee, or black coffee. I have tea also, black tea. So no calorie in that.
Okay. And
I have
do
two
you munch
cups.
on any biscuits that time or
No,
like
no, no biscuit,
no?
no
And
biscuit.
then your
No.
dinner is at by what time?
Dinner is by 8 o'clock
Okay.
because I come home after 7. Before 8, it's not possible actually.
Okay, okay. So you're busy with work, so you come home and then you want to relax a little bit and then have your dinner.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So here in this case, what we can do, Arpita, is like first of all, I feel you've totally removed any roti and rice
Yes,
completely, and you've not
completely.
been eating that since when? Like since last 6 months or more than that?
Uh, you can say 2 months. 2 months.
Okay, 2 months, and you have no craving for that.
No, no, not at all. I don't need to have them.
See, what I feel is you need to, increase some good proteins also, since you must be eating fish and chicken also.
Yeah, sometimes in the dinner I have, yeah, like only fish, 3, 4 pieces. Then I will not have the fruit.
Yeah,
Like that. Yeah.
that's the best thing to do. What I would suggest you is like, like breakfast can, like some days you can have this combination of this fruits and chia seeds that you are eating. That's okay. But, like some days you can have add boiled chana also, like black chanas, or maybe
Right.
eggs also, like maybe,
Hmm.
like egg white and maybe two eggs.
Hmm.
Two egg whites and maybe one egg yolk, like I'm just telling you for this reason, so that you don't feel that you're following a routine which is like off the regular things that we eat. Like
Okay.
these
Hmm.
are the things we generally eat. Like we like to eat besan chila, we like to eat like boiled chanas, we like to eat some days this poha also, or but since you are pre-diabetic, you're saying, so we can avoid these, and instead we can always add a basin chila also, like again, that's chane ka dal,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
then that's a good form of protein that you are eating. So I would
Okay.
suggest add some more proteins into your diet, and try to eat like fish again is a very good source of
Hmm.
protein, so you
Hmm.
can add that for dinners some days,
Okay.
instead of
Okay.
eating fruits and juices.
Hmm.
Avoid the juices completely, because the fruit sugar juice, because that time I don't know, you must be if you are having a glass of orange juice, you'll be having 2 to 3 oranges.
Four Nagpur oranges.
So yeah, so that's again a very high sugar content that's going into your body.
Oh,
So avoid the juices completely. In fact, fruit, with the try to chew on the fruit. So maybe one fruit, and that'll more fiber will also go in, because you should concentrate more on the fiber content. Since you're
right.
pre-diabetic,
Hmm.
we always concentrate more on the fiber content. The fiber
Hmm.
content will keep you full for a longer time. Plus, the
Hmm.
body will have to, takes more time to metabolize it.
Hmm.
And again, it will give you a satiety feeling.
Hmm.
Okay, so more of protein and more of fiber. So
Okay.
dinners, you can always add chicken, avoid the fruit juices. Someday, if you're good with salad, if the salad is not giving you gas, then you can have a bowl of salad and maybe 2 pieces of fish. That's how to control the quantity as well as the good protein going in. Mornings,
Hmm.
you can always add some boiled chanas also. It's not that only these dry fruits and these are the good things that will give you everything, and some good protein. You need to add some more protein for your lunch
Okay.
also.
Right. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Then how much time it will take? I can lose further 7 kg?
Yes, you can. So
Hmm.
the ideal weight loss we always say is like 2 to 3 kg in a month. If you're following a strict routine, you can lose 2 to 3, and the salt content. That's equally important. Sometimes we don't concentrate on the salt content. Because as Indians, we are very used to eating a little high salt intake.
Yeah.
So, salt, especially for the dinner, should be less. If you are
Okay.
so used to eating a
Right.
high salty food,
Hmm.
a breakfast
Hmm.
and lunch still it will get metabolized, but dinner the salt content should be cut down completely. And
Right.
try to
Right.
monitor your weight every day. That is,
Hmm.
again, have a weighing scale, keep a time slot where you can check your weight every day in the morning, empty stomach.
Yeah.
Try to
Right.
every day. You will be able to understand whatever we've eaten or the prior day, the whole day. You will be able
Hmm.
to understand. Okay, the next day weight बढ़ गया या कम हुआ है या the same. You'll understand. Okay, this pattern is suiting me or not. So
Right.
that's how
Right.
it's important.
So yeah, I can be if I'm optimistic, I can expect within 2 months I can reach
Yeah, two
this.
to max 3 months. बहुत ज्यादा नहीं weight loss करा रहे, but maybe 2 to max. Give yourself 2 to 3 months. But then
Okay.
strict routine and a pattern. But no
Right.
munching, no eating in between, like
Right.
sweet craving one you suddenly.
Hmm.
Because have you ever checked your weight the next day once you've eaten so much of sugar? Sweet खा लिया, next day weight बढ़ गया. Again, it will take you 2 3 days to bring that down. So it becomes a very yo-yo kind of a
Right.
weight loss.
Right. Right. And 55 kg is okay for me, right?
55 is
5
very
kg.
good. 55 is very good for you at this age. Because
Okay.
we
Right.
should always consider that also, the age factor. And we should not lose the muscle loss should be not there.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So exercise and good food with a high protein also
Right.
is important.
Thank you very much. Okay. Sarita, tell me one thing. If you can remove one unhealthy food from the world, what it would be? One unhealthy
I would
food.
just say the whites, so basically maida, the refined food. Maida,
Oh,
the refined
maida.
food. Just
Okay.
remove that.
Right. And if you could supply everybody one good health food, what it would be?
Green vegetables. I rely on
Okay.
green vegetables. Just add
Hmm.
that into your diet. तीनों meal नहीं खा सकते हो. So at least once a day, like maybe your lunch, where
Hmm.
you eat a typical food pattern, maybe
Hmm.
two multigrain rotis with a bowl of green vegetables, some salad, and a bowl of dal if you want to eat. So
Hmm.
that's a very good high fiber food. So green vegetables, let your child start eating green vegetables since the child is small.
Yes, yes. To make a habit of having
To make
green
it happen
vegetables.
because green vegetables, no one child likes it.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I would always tell the parents.
Hmm.
Let the child get into this habit of having green vegetables once a day.
Right. But normally they love in the form of soup and all. No?
Yeah, soup is okay, but still,
Hmm.
that sabzi ka bhaji banate hain, like
Ha, ha,
raai
ha.
ka sabzi or maybe palak or maybe like a saag. When the winters
Yeah.
are there, try to eat saag quite often.
Hmm,
So
hmm,
these are
hmm,
the
hmm,
best way of having
hmm.
it.
Right. And is it okay to have Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, Diet Sprite?
No, I would definitely say a big no to all these things. Instead, have nimbu pani, chach pilo, lassi pilo. These things are
Mhm.
still better. So just avoid these
Yeah.
things. Just not good.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
See,
Right.
it's not difficult to make a child uh, learn having Maggie.
Yeah.
The child will say no to a Maggie as a child when you're giving. But then
Hmm.
it's difficult for a routine where you're giving good food, a healthy food. That is difficult. So make your child, learn to eat vegetables rather than Maggie to वैसे ही सीख जाएगा. So I always
Ah,
say that's a big no again.
yes, yes. And Dr. Sarita, do you suggest women above, like menopausal women, to take estrogen tablets and all, or any other hormone replacement? Is it necessary? Because these days I don't hear anybody having hormone replacement HRTs. I have asked a few, they say no. So
Not
what do you tell?
Not required, not required at all. Best is again,
Okay.
if you can exercise and if you can eat good food or you follow a timing, don't try to lose weight drastically. Don't try and suddenly see a picture, oh, I want to be like this. Don't do that. Give yourself time. You've put on this weight maybe in a year or two, or maybe over the years gradually. So give yourself time. I've got
Hmm.
6 months or a year to lose weight.
Hmm.
So do it
Hmm.
gradually, but follow a routine. These HRTs not required, I would say.
Hmm.
Just follow up for exercise. Try to do
Hmm.
things what you like, going out, or maybe try to treat yourself by not going out to a restaurant, or maybe these days what if you're staying in a big city, a metro. ठीक है, you can't go out for a walk as such because you are staying in a place, or maybe in your society. Try to
Yeah, in
inside,
the rooftop.
yeah,
Hmm.
or maybe on top, or society, or maybe take your child out for instead of giving a treat of an ice cream or a treat of going out to a restaurant for a good food. Try to take out the child to maybe like people hire for sports court these days. Just try
Oh,
to hire a sport court for an hour, and as a family play it, or maybe call another
oh.
family where the child is also friendly to the other child. So you can start these things, that okay, everything going out or treating yourself is not food. It can be
Hmm.
other things also.
Yes, wonderful. These are all new ideas.
So yeah,
Very good.
because these
Yeah.
are very important, because the child should know, okay, treating, or you've done something nice, you've got good marks. Okay, we always generally take out the child for
Ah, for food.
for
Yeah.
food. Okay, take out the
Hmm.
child for games or a sport. Or,
Physical exercise should be given a lot of stress.
exactly. See, as
It
a
is not
parent,
only studying, but
very,
exercise is also a
very
must
important.
for you to be a good you.
Exactly, because the hormones that are produced after exercising, you just cannot compare that with any that good feeling hormones, the good hormones that we say in the local
Dopamine.
language. Yeah,
Mm.
so that's very important.
Right.
Child will understand. Okay, I feel good after playing games.
Ah, right.
Feel
And
good
it's for
after
mental
sports.
health.
Yes,
That is very important. It will be good for mental health.
for mental
Yes.
health, the child will know, okay, later onwards also, if going through some stress, okay, the child
Hmm.
will know how to, how to interact, or maybe how to handle that stress. He knows, okay, if I play a game, if I sweat, if I go out for sport or walk, it gives a good feeling. So it has to be told, or maybe in a different way to the child. Okay, these things
Right.
are important.
Right. Any particular food would you like to suggest for good mental health? Any fruit or anything particular?
Soya, we say yes, soya gives a good feel factor. So maybe, like if you don't like paneer, instead of having paneer, try to, make the child get used to tofu. Okay, so
Ah,
because later onwards, if you add tofu, no one will like it. But in the
hmm.
beginning, only if you've made the child have tofu, the child
Right.
starts liking it. And be
Excellent.
fruits
Yeah.
salad. Fruits are good.
And soybean sabzis are also very good.
Is
Mixed
it?
with soya chunks or soya granules.
Soya
And it's not
granules,
costly.
I would suggest soya granule, or maybe, try to make a cutlet of soya
Ah,
granule, or, like a tikki or a cutlet. And if at all you tend to want to give your child a burger, instead of a fried or tikki or a fried chicken cutlet, you can always make a soya cutlet and, add it to this,
right.
if at all. Or maybe just cutlets with some vegetables, or, try to make it interesting by giving soya in different forms.
Right. And if we want to have a good diet over our tight budget, I think these things are like soya bean, green vegetables, or would you like to suggest something else like dry fruits and all, and then pomegranate, this kind of fruits are costly.
See,
But some on a tight budget you can follow
yeah,
some food
see,
you suggest.
if you are having a tight budget, I would say the simple ghar ka khana, where you're giving roti, dal, sabzi, like a green vegetable won't cost that much, like a bhaji kind, won't cost that much. But yes, if you're trying to giving your child dry fruits, that'll be a little expensive. Fruits again, okay, once a day, one fruit, or maybe two fruits are more than enough. But then make the child get used to eating vegetables and salads.
Right.
Not
And seasonal fruits.
Yes.
Those are also not costly.
No, they are not
Right.
very costly. And
Mm-hmm.
local seasonal fruits. Yes, the major. The seasonal
Right.
fruits are the best fruit that you can give your child. No need to give those fancy fruits.
Exactly. And one thing is there, like often this constipation is associated with weight loss.
Yes.
When someone is following some diet to reduce weight, often constipation comes with it. So how to, can you suggest some item which like can treat constipation well? Because everything is available in the market, but not everything works with everybody. So something we'd like to hear from you.
See, when you are on a weight loss program, what happens? Your routine has you suddenly change your routine. You
Hmm.
suddenly change your diet pattern. So the body is not used to that pattern. So it might go, you start having constipation. So
Right.
the best
Hmm.
thing is add liquids, add more of water to your system,
Hmm.
add more of liquids, and if you have and more of green vegetables, if you're having green vegetables in some form or the other, it will not your constipation will get better. And add again, sometimes what happens in Ayurveda, we say ki jitna whenever there is dryness in the body, so constipation also tends to get aggravated. So that's again a form of dryness. If you
Drink
are
a lot of
increasing
water.
water, and you can add some ghee, the desi ghee, which is again like prepared at home, again where you're very sure that this ghee is made at home, what kind of ghee is going inside your body. So 1 to 2 teaspoon of ghee kha rahe ho, that's perfectly okay. If you're having khichdi, खिचड़ी boiled होता है सब कुछ, not the तड़का वाला खिचड़ी, but the regular boiled चावल and dal वाला खिचड़ी. So you can add ghee, a teaspoon of ghee to it. So again, the lining of your stomach lining is again, greased. So it'll again good feel factor, as well as your
Yes.
dryness in the body is treated, and your constipation will get better.
Right. At least 3-4 liters of water we can
Yes,
suggest
3 to 4
every day.
liters, because ekdam say you can't increase it to too much. Maybe sometimes it is winters, so you can count your nimbu pani also. You can count your teas also. You can count your black teas also into it. So maybe 1 liter to 3 to 4 times tea mein chala jayega, and maybe
Right.
another 2 liters of water is okay. Because again,
Right.
everything depends on the weather also. You can't suddenly say,
Mhm.
okay, I'll have water 3 to 4 liters. It gets a little difficult at times.
Right. And any seed like chia seed or some flax seed which will help
Flaxseed is
constipation?
very good. Flaxseed is very good. Chia seeds are also very good because they are again very high in fiber. So what you can do is, here I would suggest you can always make a powder. Flaxseed, what we say is, don't best. How it works is, try to grind it freshly. If you grind and keep it in your bottle, when it oxidizes, the nutrition and that thing reduces. Best is, grind it at that time. Maybe you can have it with a bowl of half bowl of curd. So you can
Oh,
add your chia seeds also to it, and you can add your flax seeds. So again, these are very good in high in fiber.
okay.
It
One
all
teaspoon flax seed, chia seed with curd.
with
No need
curd.
to soak them in water, right? It's not
Chia
compulsory.
seeds, yeah, no need if you're having it instantly, or if you've soaked in water, that's also good. You can the flax seeds can be straight away be grinded. No
Oh.
need to soak the flax seeds. It will not have
Mhm.
any effect by soaking. So just grind it, and maybe have
Okay.
a teaspoon or a tablespoon of this powder with your curd. Or maybe put
Mhm.
it over your salads. You can put it over your vegetables. That's how, that also is one way, the other way to have these flax seeds.
Okay. Right. Okay. Now you tell me, like, what are the pros and cons of a career as a dietitian? Like, what would you suggest for the youngsters? Like, there are many who try to study medicine, but because of any reason, they could not. So, would you suggest them to take diet and nutrition as an alternate career?
Yeah,
Like,
these,
for our youngsters, please advise.
yeah,
How is the scenario?
these days, many people, they are doing quite well by doing this course of nutrition. So you can always do a course of nutrition, and there's so much to read also. So, you can always study about nutrition also, and plus do a course where you know exactly, all the grains and whatever, which are high in proteins, which are high in carbs, the good food, the good fat. So there's lots of scope now these days for nutrition and health.
So they can practice independently also, and they are absorbed in hospitals also, right?
Yes, they are
What is
absorbed in hospitals. So they look after a diet chart for the patients. But then, if you are doing it independently, you can look after the people's health in different ways where you put on weight, or maybe, if you have
Mhm.
any medical issue. So the lifestyle diseases. So you are dealing
Right.
with those guys.
So basically, for this graduation with the honors in nutrition and diet, what is the courses like
Yeah, they do a graduation in nutrition and they do a master's also. And
in nutrition?
in
Okay.
nutrition. So
Okay.
you have lots of
Right.
scope. Uh,
Lots of.
Scope
Okay.
in this field. These days, people are
Right.
doing a lot of courses in this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
well, at the same time.
Right. 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 And now you tell me, look at you. You look so fabulous. आपके ये रूप और रंग की राज बताइए मेरे व्यूअर्स के लिए. What do you do? What do you eat?
See, my basic funda has again been, I've been just talking about that only 1 hour of any form of exercise. So I don't like going to a gym and doing it exercise in a closed this thing. So I just do 1 hour of yoga. So that's my forte. So like 1 hour of yoga and ghar ka khana is my main this thing. Simple home food. So I eat parathas also, but then yes, I keep a check on the quantity. So like if I'm eating paratha, I'll eat only one paratha in the morning for breakfast. Then lunch can be rice, dal, and sabzi. Since we are from the hills, we are so used to eating rice. So it can be rice, dal, and sabzi. But yes, green vegetables. I do stress a lot on green vegetables. I'm not the type, like बहुत ज़्यादा fruit I don't like. So I try to have more of green veggies. And
Hmm.
dinner is again a light dinner and early dinner. But yes, never skip my dinners because whenever if I've seen I skip my dinners, then you tend to feel hungry at 10, which is again a wrong time. So better is
Hmm.
eat something by 7 o'clock or 7:30. So
Hmm.
a light dinner. So again, if you are eating late, I always say by any chance, if you've gotten late and time late ho gaya, 8:39 ho gaya, so and then the
Hmm.
quantity of the meal will go less. But if you're having it early by 6:30, you can eat a little extra because you've got lots of time to metabolize it in morning. So that's
Right.
the trick again. If you've gotten
Hmm.
late for dinner, thoda sa quantity kam kar do that day. Instead of
Hmm.
having two rotis
हाँ.
and one roti.
फिर शाम को थोड़ा कुछ और खा लो ताकि
हाँ,
पेट थोड़ा भर जाए.
exactly. Exactly.
And बाद में कम खाओ.
हाँ.
Okay. And any particular food for good hair or anti hair fall, because hair is also a
Yeah.
problem.
So again, proteins. You should, कई बार होता है कि we don't concentrate on proteins. So try to
Oh.
have good proteins. Proteins are very important. What kind of protein? A non-vegetarian person has so much of options. Can have lean meat, can have fish, eggs. But for a vegetarian, कई बार होता है हम just a bowl of dal लेते हैं. So dal can be a thin runny dal. So that will not give you enough protein. So when you have a bowl of boiled moong dal sprouts or maybe moong dal ka dosa, moong dal idlis or boiled chanas. This will
हाँ.
give you more vegetarian proteins. So try to
Right.
concentrate more on the proteins.
Protein for hair.
Yeah.
And is there anything to stop graying of hair?
Ah, that is very a very difficult this thing because these days, we are living in a society where there are so many things which we are not able to take care of. Like so many synthetic things. We are using shampoos and chemicals. The food are also you can't have organic food every day or maybe afford that. So we are eating a lot of chemicals. So this is like again a very difficult forte at completely where you say ki okay the graying will
Hmm.
stop or reduce. But yes, as a child the parent has inculcated a healthy diet routine, a healthy procedure, a mental, the child is happy, so these things make a difference. Your
Okay. Very good.
graying of hair also.
Hmm.
So many
And
stress is there these days. The child is also getting stressed because seeing friends in the media, so every child is different. It makes a difference on the child's mental health also, emotional
yes.
levels.
Yes. Yes. And in the concluding note, what would you like to say, convey to my viewers?
See, I would always say don't try to follow a diet which is very difficult to follow for a long time. Try to follow a routine, a food pattern, which you are, make it a habit, make it a lifestyle. Where जो हमारे पुराने जमाने में जो बोलते थे सिंपल घर का खाना, just do that. I think that only takes care of many things. If you are eating fish, eat घर का बना fish curry खाइए. Don't, no need to order food from outside, because the oil content that is going in, you're not sure. Then the
Hmm.
masalas, the salt, going in, you're not sure. Fresh hai ki nahi, you're not sure. So just simple home food, and follow a routine, and keep a check on your timings, and keep a check on your quantity.
Okay.
Just that.
So it's not that difficult
No,
actually.
not at all. Not
Hmm.
difficult. You needn't exercise or work out so much ki, you're straining your body, because that also you'll not be able to follow for a very long time. Just go out for walks, 1 hour of yoga, sham ko walk kar lo, आधा घंटा, 1 घंटा. I think that's more than enough.
Totally in a day, 1 hour of physical exercise in any form, and that is a must.
That
That we have to
you
remember.
are eating 3 meals.
You can't avoid it.
No, if 24 hours में 1 घंटा अपने आप को दो, where you are
Hmm.
exercising, so that the body, the muscles, everything needs to be exercised
Hmm.
for your mental and your physical, everything. Nothing else. बहुत ज्यादा करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है कि go on a diet and then okay, I'll remove this, I'll do that. Not required.
Yeah.
Simple food, that's the best. Green vegetables. Stress on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I think we had an amazing session with you today. And I'm sure many of my viewers will benefit from this. My lovely viewers, do let me know in comment how did you like this episode. Dr. Sarita Dimri's phone number will be shared here. If you need any help from her, you can message her. And yes, God bless you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. I love you. And Dr. Sarita Dimri, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us today. We learned a lot of things from you, and you were so inspiring. You inspired me also a lot. I'm soon going to be as slim as you.
Thank you so much, Arpita. It was really nice talking to you. And thanks again for calling me to your podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See you.